Hi, Suzanne.
Okay, here I come. I was just sending Kelly some information.
I thought I had missed it. I went on a minute ago. I was like, did I screw up the time? And then I was like, oh no, I'm okay. I was just early.
You were
You were good. I
early.
was going to be early, but Andrash came in from mowing and we had to connect. We have major transitions going on at our house.
A lot of twins.
It looks like
Oh,
it's hot at your place.
it is. It is very warm and humid outside, but it's not hot inside. But Andrash was just out mowing the lawn, so
Oh.
yeah.
I don't know why
Oh,
thing is here. I'm trying to get rid of it.
do you know
But
if Mary Jo is joining us, Kelly?
I don't know. Let
Okay.
me write to her. I'll find out.
Well, I just came from the doctor's, my
Uh-huh.
doctor, and people are pretty stunned that I'm standing. I'm still standing.
Breathing? Oh my God.
Oh, I think she's going to be around a while longer.
One of my friends in Oregon calls herself still walking,
hmm Well, that's a
skeleton.
term that Dr. Estes uses all the time. Is she says SS? Is that it? That's yeah.
Still, yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, hopefully we three are all still standing.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Well, let's just take a deep breath together and be present. I need to do that. And then know that all of these words that we speak here today are sacred and holy. And all of our thoughts and intentions that went into this gathering are divine and pure. And we know that we are here in a holy way, for a holy reason, for a holy purpose, and that now is the time, and we are the ones.
Oh, all my
Oh.
relations.
Hmm,
Mm.
yeah.
It's the
I
new
have to
moon.
show you the bouquet I just picked from my garden.
Oh,
Woo,
beautiful. Oh, it's so beautiful.
lovely.
This is from Old English Flowers.
Oh, peonies. Wow, roses.
Roses and dahlia and lily,
Oh,
and a little bit of
beautiful.
lavender being wild.
I bought
I'm gonna
lavender plants yesterday at our farmer's market. I was so excited.
Well,
share
we are
with
flower
you.
soldiers in my terminology. Yep.
Yeah. Woo! I'm with you. I like that. Can I join your military?
Hey, well, that's what I'm announcing. Look what Mariana, look at what you're doing there.
And I
We're
used your
calling
rose.
ourselves the Rainbow Peace Tribe.
Hmm.
I used your rose, the flower
Oh,
that you sent.
uh-huh.
And
Oh,
so we'll have to have your address on here for the fundraiser yard sale. And
okay.
we can create events and I guessed on the fundraiser being from July 21 through 27 because I figured you wanted to have it after your yard sale. So you
Correct.
know what doesn't sell there. And if the 21st is too soon, we can change that date easily
I
with it
think I
with
think that it's too soon.
okay.
And you know the giveaway of the peaceful practice,
Uh-huh.
it is scheduled for the 29th,
Oh, Tuesday the 29th,
Sunday the 29th.
Sunday the 29th. Oh, you're right. Okay. Oh, I have July. Um, is it June? Oh, it's June, not July. That's what's wrong. I put in a July date.
Return of the peaceful practice. Uh, oh, sorry, wrong month. You were right. That's the 13th, the Sunday. The yard sale at my home is the 19th in the morning through 1.
Uh,
And then the Peace Wheel giveaway is the 27th,
Okay. July 27th.
Sunday, July 27th. Yeah.
Okay.
And then the online fundraiser will begin the 27th through, what do you think, a week of it?
Is a week enough, Kelly? What do you think?
For an online fundraiser?
Yes.
Yeah, a week ahead of time to promote it.
And a week long.
Oh, and a week-long event.
Right.
Um, well, we should start promoting it as soon as possible, in my opinion.
Right.
And
Right. That's their point. Yeah.
what's
It's
the
4 weeks. July 27th through August. Let's see what the calendar says for August.
what
I
August?
think you should do it through 8 through the
Okay.
8th.
Okay. I
The
like
8th
that.
is really powerful. And you know one thing? You guys are part of the Rainbow Tribe, and
Mm-hmm.
this is a fundraiser for GG.org as well.
Right.
If you have a books or a course or a treasure, I'm clearing out because I thought I was dying. So I'm doing my first wave of sacred treasures and medicine necklaces and fine art. Uh, but if you have something to put in, that's how I worked with Heather and Grandmother Florida Mile for a couple of years. Is that you know, let's have a great online presence.
And we can put out a call for donations also. When we did that before, we got really great donations. And
Right. And, maybe a call for donations ahead of time, offering the free video, a 2 hour
yes,
course.
yes. And we can do it again, but this time it'll be on a Zephy form, not on Bonfire.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's a lot more efficient. And we
Mm-hmm.
get the money within a week.
Mm-hmm.
So, that helps. And we'll say throughout it, anything that Suzanne has donated, 80% goes to Suzanne for her care, her end of
Right.
life, or however you want to word that. Right.
And also, it's a fundraiser for the Rainbow Tribe, the young ladies, to help keep them in the education process. So
Okay,
uh,
so how much is going towards the girls?
I'm paying them $20 an hour to make it happen. But it happens that Sage's grandmother has been put in a nursing home and she has a bunch of sacred treasures. So she's going to have those auction items, and it should be the same stand, 80% to the artisan and 20% to GGCN.
Okay.
Does that sound okay?
Yeah. Okay. Then, so do we offer that same donation to everybody? 80/20.
Yes, I would think so. Because you're doing a major effort. I mean, if we were trying to do it by ourselves, we don't have any technician available to make it happen. So I think that's real fair. I think that the Florida Mile, they charged like 25% or 30%, but I prefer 20 personally.
So this fundraiser, there's more than one thing here. And they're all on here, it looks like. The Peace
Yes.
Wheel practice is a giveaway, or it's a practice you're getting payment for. Are we
It's
selling?
it's already on the Academy,
Okay.
and it's a one-time giveaway,
Oh,
and anybody they have to submit an email address can participate in it. But then there is the invite to join the course because of how it's going to be providing, living with cancer and medical assistance. And uh,
Okay, now that's what I don't have is the podcast you were talking about. I don't have that on here. You said, you were talking about doing a podcast, And I felt like that was a separate page.
Mm,
Well, there's so much in the development stage. In fact, Dr. Bonnie, who is the only pediatric oncologist for 18 years, went with me to my Dr. Dan today because,
mm,
negotiating where we're at. It was the most phenomenal reunion. But
Mhm.
anyway,
wow.
Dr. Dan, I asked him, I said, will you come on these podcasts on how to live with cancer and bridging Eastern and Western? I mean, he's been outrageously letting me navigate and highly intuitive. In fact, one time I was with him and he spaced out. I saw him leave. I caught him leaving. I said, "Where did you go?" He says, "Nobody knows about that." And I said, "What is that?" He has this encyclopedia, he's a medical intuitive. And so it's a profound story.
You're in on
And
my body. That's funny.
I know it. I know it. Wait till you hear some of the stories Bonnie and I have. Wowie, wowie.
Wow.
But Mayana, is this concept of podcast something that GGCN org can work with, or
We could
oh,
host it on StreamYard.
that's what I needed to know.
Yeah, we
Uh,
can host it on StreamYard. We can stream it to YouTube and Facebook, and people can stream it to their own Facebook at the same time. I'm not real skilled on that piece of it, but I have learned how to use it, and we can do that. We pay for it. Yeah, let's use it.
Yeah. That also puts you into Podcast City, doesn't it? When you StreamYard a podcast, you can put it up. The biggest thing about podcasting to get out there is to get it onto Apple, which puts
Right,
it onto Spotify and all these other sites, which really make your podcast a podcast. If you're just on YouTube and Facebook, you're not getting very much reach compared to
right.
getting on Apple. So we want to make certain we can get it on all the listings of podcasts. Does StreamYard do that automatically where you just poke list the things you want it on, or we set up grandmother
I
for
I'm
the
not sure about that.
hey, I bet it's setting up with GGCN.
We probably have to set up the account
that's
for
what
the podcast
Mhm.
first. And that, so we have to figure out what that will cost and schedule that. And if we're going to do a podcast, we need to do more than one podcast.
It's a series of podcasts. It's like,
Yes. Yeah,
Well,
and there have to be
podcast
different
that I did
series.
last year called Dragon Elder Song. And I do it with a woman from England who's another dragon lady that I teach with. And she's part of the Dragon Thunder Summit that's coming up that we're doing. But we did a podcast every month last year, and we've been on a break while I'm rebuilding my platform, and we're planning to start back up. And I'm getting ready to launch my practice into being an actual podcast. And there's a place that I was told about to do that. I received a gift of consult with a podcast expert through my mentorship program. I won a award, and I got a meeting with him, and he gave me the information about how to get your podcast launched and to be a real true podcast. And there's some application that's like $25 a month, and it will put you out in all of the podcast platforms. So and I don't know if you have to have accounts in all of those platforms set up that it streams you into. I would imagine you would.
I would think so.
And so I don't know how that works. That
Maybe that's something Mary Jo can help us with.
Yeah,
well, as you were speaking, I think that the Global Grandmothers should have a once a month podcast.
Yes, absolutely.
yeah, that would be a totally wonderful thing to be doing.
And also, as okay, with this shift that I'm going through. Oh, there's Mary Jo. Hi, sweetie.
Oh, is she coming in? Oh, good. I was just about to.
So,
Mayana, what is this shift you're speaking to? I'm out of the loop
okay,
about that.
okay, so coming back from New York,
Uh-huh.
I was thrown into an immediate, I have to buy a new washer dryer and a refrigerator and another refrigerator. And I'm just going to rent out my upstairs of my house. I'm moving into the basement. Andras and I are moving into the basement. We've got a refrigerator for down here. The washer and dryer will be down here. We'll give them privileges, and we're going to be a little bit more on the road again.
Oh.
And we're going to want to be doing podcasts from the places. I need to be on the ground meeting with people and building global grandmothers on the ground in person with these other groups of people.
You know, one of the things I also felt about the peaceful practice is to get it on the ground that you really need a teacher. And, you know, I have 5 teachers that I've
Right. That we could
tracked,
bring to different locations to
right,
teach it.
to teach it. Exactly.
Yes. And that could be the gift of the grandmothers as we're teaching this
Mhm.
peace wheel practice. We can integrate it with the global peace pole projects and go
Anything,
places where there's a peace pole and do it.
any place you can create this.
Yeah.
We're doing the event in the park, but there's no layout. But you know what I do is I bring my gourds, bring strips of fabric, and we create the wheel. And we really
Yeah.
encourage that everybody has their own wheel, and that what we're doing is just an integrative wheel. But yeah,
Yeah. So I
wow.
don't know what this is going to look like, in all of it, but I have to figure out how to have stable internet. We have to get a vehicle to travel in, and I'm sure we'll find a good renter for this.
You know what I've learned is putting out the call. That's what I did when my son came to town, thought I was dying, and he demanded I get my circle going again.
Yeah.
Profound response for assistance.
Yeah.
So putting out the call.
Yeah. It
And how did
sounds
New York
very,
go? How did New York go? Did you?
oh, New York was, I went up there in the space of gentling mother, gentling during this time of chaos, just gentle. I felt myself being gentled the whole drive up. Everywhere we went, we were just in a gentle presence.
Oh,
There was no intensity, even though we were in Soho at the square on a Saturday afternoon. It was just calm and peaceful for us.
mm.
And
That
yeah,
reminds me of Sandra's post today. You know, when the ceasefire and
mhm,
everybody was in this peaceful state. I think that's the key right now.
yeah, yeah, that was, and I really feel like I'm stepping more into who I am as I'm going through this. I feel like it's embodying, way, way out,
Oh
all,
yeah,
way out embodying. And
way out.
I can't let myself think small of this is what I'm doing here, but I still have to have a presence here.
Mhm.
So having the room in the basement is one step. And then while this year goes by, as soon as our finances stabilize from this shift, the renter will be paying all of our housing expenses and utilities and everything. So then we're going to build the garage into a
Oh,
studio with
oh,
a deck and a big outdoor screened in room here off of the basement with an outdoor kitchen. So,
beautiful visioning.
yeah. So I just decided instead of thinking, oh no, I don't have enough, well, I'm going to maximize what I have in the best way I know how. And this is how it came out. So,
Oh, beautiful.
yeah. So events, we're going to be doing these events. We have to get September going too, because, and it's really hard to get Heidi, um, held down for a meeting, committed
Who,
to a meeting.
who's Heidi?
Heidi Little and Marcine Quenzer are the ones that I introduced to each other, who both knew Benny LeBeau, Blue
Okay.
Thunder, and we did the Global Medicine Wheels that launched our work with the grandmothers here and our hardest journey. We did 3 waves of a global medicine wheel, and Heidi is on our Peace Council, and she teaches social emotional learning. She's offering a training for teachers for how to work with students, social emotional learning, $100
Hmm.
for this training.
Well, one of the things that I've had insight to is give you an option here. One, my dear friend, Dr. Peggy Rowe, who's with Larry Rowe, but she's one of the top Buddhist women teachers. It's possible for me to arrange that she be available in September. And believe me, she's one of the shakers and movers with uh, women in the Buddhist tradition. And
Great.
the other is, I thought I could make a connection with Brooke Medicine Eagle, reach
Yes.
out, and we have enough time. There's a couple months, or we could even
Right.
into October, see if we can negotiate her to show up and do an interview. And
And we have the grandmother from Learn with Grandma who joined us, and she's in Wales, and she
yeah,
wants to be part of this September event.
so is the September event focused on grandmothers then, or
It's focused on elders and youth. It's
oh
intergenerational. It's bringing the generations together with Jane Goodall, Chief Arvel Looking Horse, and who all the others that we bring in. And we have to create a big event online, and it would be nice if there was an in-person event also.
well, what I'm doing with the youth is bridging that very thing.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the time for that.
We lost Mary Jo.
Yeah.
Okay. Hmm.
Okay, so we nice that we are able to have this time to get caught up.
So
Um,
when's that event in September, dear heart?
say what?
I'm asking Mayana, when is the event in September you're talking about?
9/11 through 9/21, the 11 days of peace. So we have 11 days of content to provide. We definitely want to have the podcast launching. Maybe this would be the launch for the podcast too.
Yeah.
And just really, hey, we're coming out now. You know, I'm really moving slow on the directory, and I'm not worried about whether people are signing up yet or not. I, I'm
I think
moving
it's important to
slow.
move slow at our ages anyway.
Yeah.
Well, I tried and I just couldn't even.
Oh, you couldn't get on there?
Mm-mm, nope.
You
But
can
I just tried in the last couple days, and you gave the new tree code something or other, and
Uh-huh.
but I was stuck at the get go. I
It's
clicked
tree
the tree,
free number 4 ever. No capitals. Tree free forever.
but if I'm having difficulty, is
Right. And and you have to do the annual. You can't do the monthly with that code, I think. I think that's the
mhm.
annual.
Well, anyway, I'll get back to it and try again because I know it's really important to get there. But I just heard you say that you're moving slow and you're the only one that's doing the computer work, and you got juggling so many balls.
Yeah.
So,
Well, Mary Jo
well,
is helping now.
oh, okay. So I was just going to say, as a newsworthy to the Facebook page, is we're moving slowly right now.
The
Uh,
Mary
we're
Jo,
we're having activities, major activities that we're sponsoring or supporting. FYI.
Mary Jo has been putting out regular posts as GGCN, which is
Mhm.
really helpful and has improved our statistics dramatically.
Mhm.
Oh, there she is. I was just telling them about your regular posts to the Facebook page, and as the page and the group. And yeah, the information, we need to have a global stream, a global call just to update everybody.
I'm listening. I'm just in the midst of getting kids ready and all of that good stuff. So
Well,
I'm just listening.
thanks for being with us.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, thank
yeah.
you. Thank you guys. Oh, I just love all your faces. You're so beautiful. I'm gonna mute myself though, so okay. But
Okay.
I am listening.
Okay.
Wow. So, Mary Jo, we are looking at an event in July, fundraiser, and we're looking at doing a podcast possibly for that. And we're going to be working with Zeffy to do a fundraiser. Oh, where'd she go? She went away.
She just turned off
She's
her camera.
listening.
Oh, you're there. Okay. I didn't know if you were here or not. Okay. Oh, okay. Well, wonderful. We were going to ask her a question, I thought. What was it? It was about whether you knew how to do StreamYard. And
Well, we're talking about the podcast. We're
yeah.
going to do a podcast. Do you know how to get us registered as doing a podcast with using
Yeah, there's
StreamYard?
definitely a few platforms we could go through. Did you have one in mind?
We already have StreamYard.
StreamYard. Okay. So yeah, I'll definitely look into that. I can do that today.
Okay.
If we have StreamYard, what we're curious about is when you go to put a podcast out onto Apple, Spotify, all the platforms, do we
Yes,
have a
you do have to have separate accounts for those.
for those? So
Yeah.
there's a bunch of accounts that we can set up, I believe, for free.
Yes.
You know, we can have a free account to post a show. I don't think we need to pay for those. We just set up a SoundCloud account, an Apple account, all of those, right?
Yep.
Okay. So we need help with setting
Yes.
up accounts on all of the applicable sites so that
Yes.
when we go into StreamYard for anything, we can apply it to all of those sites, all at
Yep. And then cross stream.
TikTok, all of it can
Yep.
go to each city.
Now TikTok might be different just because you have to have a stream key. And in order to get a stream key, you have to have a certain amount of followers. You have to have a presence on TikTok already. They don't just hand them out for free. But what we could do is with the podcast, we could build the TikTok by taking clips and say, look, if you guys want more of this type of content, then follow us. Get your people to follow us. Blow us up. Get us big so that we get that stream key and you guys can watch us live on this platform as well as the others.
Mm.
Oh,
Okay,
great.
my question is, who's going to be the correspondent, the communicator, that responds to questions at Spotify or wants more information? Who amongst us will navigate that input?
So there are automatic things we could do to funnel it into certain accounts, or we can even set an admin team up. Like even on TikTok, you can have an admin team and they take care of all of that. And then if there's anything that's like crazy, then we have a core group of people that they can come to us and be like, hey, we had this question, we weren't really sure how to answer it, can we get a little more information? And then we just keep funneling it that way. It will be effort, girls. It will be effort. Unfortunately, that's just the day and age, you know.
Well, and doing
But
the
I think
podcast
many
itself.
hands make light work.
And
That's true.
And
Yeah.
we can get more volunteers when we have the specific tasks that we need. And we'll find someone to manage the email address. Mary Jo has suggested that she might manage the intern teams
Yeah.
because she's really good at directing and that she might be able to do that.
Yeah.
So really, if we can put that call out far and wide for support, I have some other people on the edges saying we want to help you. So I'm working on scheduling that call to find out what kind of help they're going to give some young
Yeah.
professionals.
You know,
So
one of the things I've heard over and over that coming from me to everybody is, do you realize we have a global grandmother's magazine? It's one of a kind.
right.
There isn't any other advocacy for the grandmothers, the wisdom keepers. You know, I just want that celebrated. We have a
We want to
global grandmothers magazine.
Deal, ladies. What you have created is a big deal, even for us youngsters. Man, to see you guys rally together with your wisdom and your knowledge and just like not wither, not wither. You're more vibrant than you ever have been. And I'm like, I work with some badass women. Like, I think you guys are just the coolest. So yes, I agree. It should be celebrated. It should be out there. You guys are such an inspiration.
Aw,
Being
thank
all
you,
teary eyed
ladies.
over here, girls, like that. Don't mind me.
Love you. Thank you for saying that, Mary Jo. You're sweet.
Makes me cry.
So true. Well, it is. I think it's remarkable that we have, 6 issues or more now of a magazine. Seven,
Yeah,
right?
7.
Seven
Yes.
issues of a completed magazine. And, it's building, and that's how, it's a really good start. And it has potential if it ever got really out there and syndicated. That magazine could be that could be a business in itself.
Yes.
Just
Yes, it could. Yes, it
Yes.
could. Yes, it
Yes.
could.
is a huge undertaking, though, to really get that worked. And it definitely is a process. I
Yeah, we'll
Yes.
have to get to the point where we can pay for some advertising for
Mm,
it to get it out and get it on different platforms. And just get the readership up because it's not up and it's not being shared enough. And it's we're
yeah.
just small groups of people doing as much as we can.
Mhm.
But it's still growing,
Yeah.
even though it's growing, it's magnifying. We will get all of the articles up on the directory, and we will get Women of Wisdom is going to come on the directory. She's just, it's summer. People are doing
Mhm.
things. It's summer. So when I say I'm moving slowly on that in my mind and in my heart, I'm not worried about it. I
Yay.
I just know we want it to grow slowly and steadily and real and natural.
Can I tell you something pretty powerful? So,
Yeah.
in my opening to the public, uh, my biggest regret is Water Medicine Woman not having it out. And guess who volunteered, signed up to be my editor?
Sage.
Kalina.
Oh, Kalina did. Oh, she's a powerhouse. She's on
Mhm.
our cover for September.
Oh, good. There
I
you
Yay!
don't
go.
I don't remember
Yes.
who's August. It might be Marcine. I don't remember who I did for August. If I got it confirmed or not. But
Beautiful.
she'll be September. And we need to start planning out those more in advance. So we
Well,
can,
I'll work on Brooke and Peggy if you're interested.
yes,
Okay,
absolutely.
I'll do that in the next week.
And I told all of the grandmothers at the events in New York about the magazine and invited them to submit their wisdom to it. And here's how you can get to it. And yeah, so there were grand groups of grandmothers, like 3 or 4 different groups that I connected with. Each
Mm,
grandmother has a group, you know?
Yeah, yeah, circle.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it's yeah, I'm pleased with it all. So we're going to plan on developing the podcast, develop the 11 Days of Peace, schedule and advertise the fundraiser and the giveaway,
The magazine won't come out till the 15th, right? Or
Oh, I keep trying to get it moved
We're
up, but
trying to get it sooner, but I think a lot of that depends on how many submissions Kalina gets to finish it. And if people don't submit their articles by the first or before that, if
yeah.
you put it out by the first, then the articles need to be to her this week.
Yeah,
well, she
and
put a note out that the 5th of July is when she wants it.
oh,
We
good. Okay, so that's moved up a week from last month.
Yeah. So we need to be getting, like, I have an article for her. And I haven't turned it into her yet. So I need to get that into her now.
The
And
reason I ask is that, again, the 13th of July uh, is the
The Peace Wheel.
Peace Wheel in returning to Boise. And it's also the graduation, it's the rainbow acknowledgement of my sacred women. I'm going to be naming how they are carrying on. And in that ceremony on the 13th, I'm passing the baton. Lisa Luna will be leading the ceremony. I pray to be able to be there, but I'm modeling and I'm naming them. That's one of the things when we did integrative health building in the 90s, we never got named in the public. We were this phenomenal place. And so I believe in naming and honoring. That's one of the gifts of the elder, the wisdom keeper, the grandmothers, naming.
When I left Boise, I was concerned about the circle there and the people there, that I had gathered. And Spirit was very clear to me, don't worry, Lisa will take over. And I didn't know which Lisa, because there was
Oh,
Lisa Tenney and Lisa Luna.
oh.
And it just became clear within a couple of years that it was Lisa Luna. And I'm just so pleased for her.
Well, since COVID forward, there has been a complete absence of spiritual presence and ceremonies in Boise, and
Oh,
complete
wow.
absence. And so uh, uh, that's why we're calling it a return.
Yeah.
could you guys speak to something for me? I want to understand. So about the fundraiser, going back to that. So there's a fundraiser that you're doing at your home.
A yard sale, 1 day yard sale.
Okay, and then there's a fundraiser online that you guys spoke about donations coming in for. And
Yes,
when is the online event is the 27th of July?
Yes.
correct.
Okay,
27th through August 8th.
so we would need donations coming in anytime between then, now and then, for us to get them set up for that.
Yes.
How many days is that event happening?
We were looking
11.
into August 8th.
So
8th.
it's going to go, that's the one you were saying was going to be from the 27th to the 8/8?
Yes.
I think, did we say that we might start a week earlier?
Okay,
No.
so
No. So we're going to start on the 27th, announcing it on the 27th.
we
Okay.
need to be putting out some rolling posts about, we need to be posting about the, hang on a second, writing one thing after another. My brain is, we're clicking in 8 directions right now because we could talk about so much so fast. Okay, so the 27th through the 8/8, we need donation posts, post about donating to our fundraisers.
Yes, with the information that's an 80/20.
And then anybody who wants to submit a product or service for the fundraiser, we are raising money for Suzanne and for GGC.
Well, each individual person keeps 80% of the price that they get for their service, is what she's saying, I believe.
So is Global
And
Grandmothers
GGCN gets 20% of everything.
Okay,
and
so,
the Rainbow Peace Tribe.
so this is for, sorry, say that again, Suzanne.
So it's Suzanne Lewis, the Rainbow Peace Tribe, of which everybody, if they choose to join in, can join in. And Global Grandmothers One of the things, though, everybody will have to sign up and submit an email address.
To get the peace wheel practice.
Because we have one free giveaway on the 27th.
Right.
Then there's the invite to join a course that's expanding and going to be offering podcasts on living with cancer.
Okay. So wonderful. So there's and the podcast, is it a single one-time event or
No, I like the idea that we do it once a month, like you mentioned earlier. And initially, we will be focusing on Dr. Bonnie and myself, the integration of Eastern and Western medicine, and tools for the mender and tools for the caregiver.
I think my next article I'm writing in a magazine is something about that. Because I woke up recently to a message from the Divine Mother to ozonate glycerin. And I went online and I recently bought an affordable ozonating generator and made my own ozonated oil, MCT coconut oil, and glycerin. And
Okay.
I made my own two of those and combined them after listening to a doctor who actually lives in our valley, who's a veterinarian working with studying ozone. And one of the things he said was how those two things combined can go into the gut and help alleviate inflammation and all kinds of stuff that create that.
Mhm.
I mean, cancer is moves into the house of stagnation.
Mhm.
When the stagnation happens in our body, that's the invitation for cancer to happen. So whenever
Mhm.
we can do things that eliminate stagnation in our bodies, when we get rid of, you know, the causal place for cancer. So I was just fascinated by this guy's talk. And then I did it because I had two little spots on my face that I think are skin cancer. So I found a naturopath last week and I went to her. These have already started to fade and they're changing in sensation when I touch them. Before
Nice.
I even get to a dermatologist after a week of using these ozonated oils on these spots. And the research right now is out globally that there's a rise in acceleration to cancer. And the cause cannot be simply our diets and all this other stuff that's normally everyday stuff. I actually think there's something happening from the heat of space. And so the heat of the world and the universe, the heat of our solar system is putting out radioactive isotopes and other things that are falling out from space that are affecting us. And that's why there's a global increase in cancer that I think is far greater than anything else we've named. And they're researching it now, but it's really cutting edge. But when Spirit woke me up and told me to do that, I mean, it was literally the mother said, ozonate glycerin, you need to do that now. And I was like, okay. So I started taking it internally.
Mhm.
I'm taking that every day, and I'm
Mhm.
noticing a lot of difference in my body, my energy. And then I got told another supplement I was missing for my liver was chromium. And it was like instantaneously, any aches and inflammation in my liver I'd been feeling for months and years since taking chromium has gone away.
Whoa.
Wow.
And I was blown away by this. And I was like, wow, when you're really listening with Mother, and she tells you what your body needs, and you
Exactly.
I was just so blown away by that. So I'm writing my article for the July issue about this. And I lectured my students about it in my last dragon class. And
Mhm.
I took a whole course of not journeying with them and took over half the class time to talk about solutions for dealing with bodily needs and just trying to help us get there. Mary Jo, you were there. What did you think of that?
My head is still spinning from all of that. I'm just like fucking genius. Such a genius thing. It's such a genius move. And thank you, Sophia, for like cracking her brain and getting in there and like showing her some stuff because girl, I'm telling you, that collaboration, there's more to it. Like I feel like I'm getting goosebumps right now. I just feel like there is more to that, especially because like, you know, on a metaphysical level, cancer, right? It's failure to see the answer. So you're right with the stagnation, because when we start getting into that negative space within our entire being, there's nothing else that can come in. No positivity wants to even be anywhere near that. So of course we're going to start, like our cells are going to start shutting down. And then our other cells are like, wait a minute, but it's our job to protect you guys from shutting down. So where do we get that? There's your overproduction of the white killer T cells, and there's your cancer. So it really is such a bridge that you are creating. And thank you.
We were just talking about the numbers of cancer. 50% of United States Americans have cancer.
Mm.
The number of youth, young adults, especially in colon and rectal cancer, is on the rise.
Mhm.
The number one signal is obesity. 70% of the United States population is obese. And that's where my bandwagon is. I've lost 80 pounds. I'm 100 now, where I'm at. And that's the podcast, What's Worthy. And Kelly, just what we taped and videoed, we can instantly cut this into a podcast. You were radiantly beautiful. And
Yeah.
that's a lot of what Western medicine did. Every single test to try to figure out what's happening to my body, they could not name it. They did DNA testing and were unable to figure out what I have. And the truth be told, over 50% of all symptom related illnesses are not diagnosable. They do not have the answers. So that's where we're coming in for
Well,
essential, natural, instinctual, sacred feminine.
that's a whole other article, which is about our expanding heart consciousness, which is part of our human evolution. Human evolution expanding us is very important to talk about because the heart expansion is a real thing. It is a real tangible thing in the feeling body. So when we're feeling more of everything around us.
Mhm,
And it's the song of life.
mhm,
Everything is singing. And
mhm,
the energy of the song that we're taking in is
mhm,
impacting us more. Think of it like that. I used to just hear a person next to me. Now I'm hearing a choir. That
mhm,
I'm now feeling all of you on top of me, and my own energy takes it in. And to the degree that a person empathizes with others, we oftentimes start to mirror what we're feeling from them. So if you have cancer and this person has liver problems and this person's got kidney failure, this person's got that. So much of the time, if there's a certain relative amount of discord around you, your body starts to take it in and sing with it. Oh, wow. And I've talked to woman after woman who have spent thousands of dollars being tested for sicknesses they didn't have because they felt like they had them, but they didn't. So when
Get
they,
this. So when I started in this
yeah,
in the 70s with my diagnosis of a brain tumor in my pituitary, I pursued endocrinology. I took it to the limits. And so far as trying to get Congress to get money for women's health issues. And do you know, even up to today, some of the statistics about women's menopause, women's irritable womb, all the testing is being done on men. We're
Right.
not even testing women.
Yeah.
Oh, hear me roar.
Yeah.
Okay, ladies,
Yeah.
my body's. I got to go tend to my.
Okay.
Give me an irritable bowel syndrome. All
Well,
right.
as you find, as the girls find things that you know are going to go in the auction and not the yard sale, be sure to get the photo and the description
Right.
so I
Right.
could start building. So
Okay.
as we go along through the coming weeks, preparing for it, my job is going to be creating the Zeffy fundraiser. So
Uh-huh.
the photos of items and descriptions and estimate and beginning price
Mm-hmm.
and retail value are the
Mm-hmm.
are the four things that I'll need for every item.
Okay, give me the four things.
A photo, a description, the retail price, and starting bid.
Minimum. Okay. All right. Uh, Allison Roper, the photographer for the Peaceful Practice, has volunteered to come and help me with that. And so we were going to start the efforts after the 4th of July,
Okay,
but
that's fine.
I'll start next week. We've got a whole week before the 4th of July, and get that going.
I'd like to suggest that the 80-20 be reserved for Suzanne and that we do 70-30 for other people.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. And then you said price on the price part of the description, you want price and something else. What was it?
Starting bid.
Oh, starting bid. Okay.
So the lowest you'd accept for the item.
Okay. It's value and then what you want to start the bid at. Okay, got
Yeah.
it. All right.
Are
So
you going to put it down that Suzanne goes 80-20 and everybody else goes 70-30, or are you just going to have a blanket
Well,
70-30?
well, we're just gonna have that in the back end between us. And
Okay.
it'll be advertised as 70-30 and you accept, we will announce that this is launched by Suzanne. This is for Suzanne. We started this. She's our founder. She's the one
The
who's
global
holding it.
grandmothers.
She's it. Yeah, we're doing a special thing for her and we're offering you this opportunity to support us as well.
So for the July 13th magazine, you and I'll work real close to get that information very, very clear.
Yes, yes.
Okay. And hopefully uh, it'll be out by the 13th, so it'll be that timely.
And I'll get the Peace Wheel practice in a place where it's password secure and people can just get it with a password. So they'll be able, when they sign up for it, they'll get the passcode to watch it.
And it'll be one time only, and they cannot download.
Right.
Okay.
Yes. Okay.
We are so good at juggling mini balls. Excellent,
Mhm.
excellent. I love you.
I love you.
Isn't it
Looks like we
amazing we can
lost
meet
Kelly.
today? I just think that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So good to be with you, Suzanne. So good to see you every time, shining so bright.
Boy, that was a rough one after that last chemo. I was in the valley of death for a good month. I tell people I scared even my grandkids. I look like a skeleton. So,
Oh,
and my son continues to be in a top secret international defense protection business that now has moved into fast forward, the Ukrainians involved, and he's moving down to Austin, Texas in September. And it's like my son's life and my life just mirror each other. He's so excited because he's an engineer and robotics is his specialty and a design. Wow. So he's in the prime of his life, and I want to be able to fly down to Austin, Texas. I'm not willing to give up my connection with my family. So
right.
that's my goal
Right.
now. So
Good. Good.
I love you.
Love
And
you.
I love your projects. I'm so excited for you. I can see that uh, you're a sacred pilgrim
Thank
on
you.
a pilgrimage. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I imagine it'll be around September, maybe October when we start heading out somewhere. And we'll, by the time we get to the 11 days of peace, if we're supposed to be somewhere for that, we'll be somewhere for that.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
not, we'll launch there and say where we'll be next.
You know, my son is selling out his vans,
Oh,
and they're deluxe camper vans. They're Ford.
oh,
Yeah, he's
I'm
custom
gonna need
designed
one.
them. They have a
Oh,
sink and faucet and uh, camping with space on top, all really modified. And he, if I don't know your finances, but he's selling out, and he might, if you name drop, uh, give you a great deal.
okay. Yeah, I have to get the rental contract first, and
Uh-huh.
then I can show the income to, I have great credit and
Uh-huh.
own property, so I don't have trouble getting loans. That's
Uh-huh.
that's
Lucky
and
you. I've never
contract.
been able to get a loan because I've always been self-employed.
Andras
Well,
has
anyway, I'll
incredible.
on an email, I'll give you Nathan's phone number, trucker
Okay,
vans, and your mother
great.
told me you're selling your vans.
Yeah, yeah. And I this morning, last night I was looking at camper vans just quickly on Facebook just to see what's out there and I'm like, I don't have to do this. Something will come.
My son, the entrepreneur who custom designed these wonderful, enduring, strong,
Nice.
nice deluxe camper vans. It's the name of it is called Trekkers, Trekkers apostrophe vans, and it's in South San Francisco.
Okay.
And
I'll
his
look it
name
up.
is Nathan Terry.
Okay. Great. I'll look him up.
Yeah, and say you know me. That
Yes. Yeah, I will. I will. Thank
it's a
you.
cool life. Cool.
It is. Love
Love
you.
you. Bye bye, hon. Talk
Bye.
talk soon.
Yes. Yes. We'll talk soon.